What?
What's wrong with you?
What about her, man?
Telling you, bro.
She was just curious.
Say it.
Kids around here don't usually look or talk like you, right?
We are live.
We are live.
We are live.
Did I say welcome to the main event?
Run that thing, bro. You mad?
Oh, man.
Behave before you talk about what I'm talking about, yeah?
Disclaimer! Run that thing back. Nah, man, stay there in your corner, man. Run that thing back, fam. I don't want to hear nothing from you.
We are live, guys. I'm Sam, Mr. Blitz Tech.
Revenue GS.
J1 further the Cybernerds.
Welcome to the Last of Us discussion, episode 6. It was all about to go down. If you don't want any spoilers, what you can do is go off to patreon.com/the Cybernerds and watch it with us. And then come back here and discuss it with us because, yeah, episode 6. It's a bit of a muddy one still.
Yeah, lots of questions.
Oh, far away.
I'm just okay. So, for the purpose of I don't know, what would we call it? Just interpretation into the series from the game, but it just felt like we've just fast forward like times 200 on this episode, leaving man with pretty much nothing. You guys were mentioning about the town and the characters from the second game.
Mm-hmm.
How much was that put in here combined to the actual part when we're supposed to meet his brother that he's supposed to give Ellie to?
I don't think that there's any fast forward happened. They've met the town that potentially they are in the second game.
Okay.
That's the only thing that's happened. I don't think the time jump's not been drastic. It's just this is the next part. They found out where Tommy was at.
Yeah, I would just say it's just more or less like context of people who have seen, just say, locations. They will be like, oh,
this is that place.
Yeah, that will be that place.
But it's still in the same time zone of the first game.
Yeah, what they've done is just removed the dam where you would find Tommy, they passed the dam, and then just saying, oh, we've used that electricity from there, but now we're building a town. So the town, I'm pretty sure the town was always there. They just never really showed it
in the first game.
No, in fact, the ending, they showed it, actually.
They're back there.
Yeah.
And this is why I think that this part of the episode is good in terms of giving us something that we have seen before, but haven't seen before, which makes sense later. And if you've played past here, you also know it. Like, it's good gems. It's good. It's very good gems. Very good gems in it. But yeah, so like I think in terms of if you've not played the game or anything, it doesn't mean nothing. Like it doesn't mean like it's in terms of the timeline and what we're seeing. I think it's fine. It's a fine episode. For me, the stuff that I don't like about it. Did you have more questions?
Yeah, another thing is that left me kind of that felt to me that was fast paced is how we just go through from the time we've met the brothers so fast into the university bit. Weren't there like key moments in between these during the game?
They just moved them.
I'm just gonna the answer's gonna be no, isn't it? Like
okay.
It's adaptation.
Okay.
And I think all of that's fine. Like the 3-month gap. I think how much gap did they do when Tess died?
I can't remember.
There was a gap.
There's always because they do in like
they do bits by bits.
Seasons.
Yeah,
seasons. That's
so,
it. Yeah.
But in this, they've purposely, if someone dies, they've given you a gap so we don't have to go through the immediate grieving process because obviously that process is going to be different for everyone, and we're usually dealing with the first time it comes up after a long time, which I'm cool with, like them handling all situations like that. But what I was gonna any more? Have you got any more questions?
That was it. That's what made me feel so like we're just kind of going past these bits. Which, yeah, I'm fine with some like not every character being shown because then it will feel repetitive. I get that, but it just felt I just got put in a cycle like really really fast. But that was about it.
Yeah, I think that with what they're doing with Joel's character, I really don't like it at all. Like they're taking man and they're putting him on the moist train. And I don't know why they're doing this. Someone's going to be like, oh, he's got to be able to deal with the grief and this. And I'm not saying he don't. You can have him still be upset about losing his daughter, having the events that are taking place now, reminding him of that. But this whole, I'm so scared I can't move. All of this, like, no. Even the way they try to frame him passing her off to Tommy, no, bruv. And then I came here to steal a horse, and then 30 minutes later I'm still here. Okay, everything's cool. We can go again now. Like, bruv, you knew what decision Ellie was gonna make. Like, all of that, I think it's like it takes me back to the first episode when I said, listen, him having that PSD flashback of Sarah and then him attacking the thing worried me. And now I'm back on, because they left that for a few episodes. There was a couple sprinkles, but now we're back with the whole something's wrong with Joe's heart. He's having anxiety attacks or fear, panic attacks or what. Bruv, no. Even the fact that in this episode, they try to frame it around Joe don't kill people no more, or we've moved on from killing people. Like the Tommy's wife was like, oh, Joe's dangerous, this. And he was like, oh, we don't do that no more. But in the end of the episode, we have Joe still killing people, which is fine because Joe's a murderer, fam. Everyone in this world's a murderer, fam. Everybody. So I didn't understand why they was trying to, do you know what I'm saying? Like, gauge where Joe's moral compass was for us again, just to make sure, hey, he's a good guy, guys. Oh, no, he's not a good guy. Oh, but wait, he's in danger. We're supposed to, like, bruv, just tell the story of how the guy actually is. He's a crud-filled guy. His brother's having a baby and he doesn't say congratulations. It's just who he is. And there's nothing wrong with it. The world's hardened man up to that. Yep. We don't have to start trying to weaken man up or make man or give him vulnerable moments so us can connect. We connect with, we know he's doing what he needs to do. That's it. Like, that's as far as it goes for me. So I really didn't like what they was doing. And it's not like they've been doing it for the whole seasons, but there's been sparks of this happening. And it was always my biggest concern when we was going to go into something like this. And I really want to see how you, man, are pulling this off or wrapping it up, bro. Because if what I believe what's going to happen to Joel happens differently, and which I'm talking, trying not to talk about spoilers, but I'm going to be really upset if they diverge from like the actual in-game events. Because I know it's an adaptation and some things can happen different, but there's one or two things that have to happen the same.
Can't change.
Yeah, exactly. There's one or two things that can't change, and the thing we're leading to is one of them ones that, if it goes down any other way, I'm gonna be like, my stomach's turning just thinking about it going down any other way.
Question: Is this? I'm just getting it from you,
bro.
Like,
if you ask questions and you get spoiled, bro,
that's fine.
There's gonna be no remorse, bro.
It's fine.
I'm giving a warning. I'm giving a warning.
Is this based on the?
It's based on both the second game and stuff that happens in this game.
That got people upset. Is that why you think they kind of changed that?
100%. It could be the only reason.
Cool.
It could be the only reason.
I just wanted to make sure
it could be the only reason.
That's the feedback I got when I was playing this game. That a lot of people just came. They didn't tell me what it was. They just complained. They just complained. So I just put 2 and 2 together based on your feedback.
Which I would find silly, considering, like, why not stick to your guns? But
I wouldn't. See, and this is where, I love this. Because in a game studio, it's just them man in the game studio. Yo, this is what we're doing. It's going down like this. You're upset? Okay, this is the story. But now it's like, yo, we're doing an adaptation. There's 5, 6 other men in the room. Guys, listen. We've heard the feet. We've heard the concerns. Then that person who had the concern in the first, when it was like, no, we're doing it anyway, they stand up now. Well, I did say that Then you're feeding the flames. Now we're getting to where we're at now. This is why I said from episode 3, I'm fine with the adaptation. I'm separating it. Because even at this episode for me again, it divides it even more. It divides it even more as adaptation and the game. Like from this point, I want to say that for me, the game is still better. I feel like I can feel almost confident in saying, and when I say the game, I'm talking about the story and the narrative and the characters they gave me in the game. I'm saying I'm getting to that point right now where I'm like, I'm gonna be standing with the game unless these man can like really close this one in a new way that makes it okay for that Joel. Bruv, because the thing is, bruv, I'm loving the series. But we're on. It's not even like we're on thin ice. It's like we started walking on an icy lake together, and then there's a crack, and then we're going separate ways. I just want to know if this guy is gonna get to the other side.
Yeah.
Do you know what I'm saying? Because the other Joel's on the other side. I want to know if this Joel here can make it. Do you know what I'm saying? Because where he is right now is cracking around him. It's cracking around him.
Yeah, but like the episode for me, it's a good episode. Like
It's always a good episode.
That's what's so mad because they always have like I said, they perfectly make the whole quiet moments.
Mm-hmm.
Then they're like drumming something up. Then a little bit of drama happens, whether it be action or like relationships cracking or whatever. They always do those parts kind of good. Even like the characters at the beginning, like no clue who they were, but that dialogue, super sick. And then that's why I was like, throughout the episode, the pacing was a bit mad for me, which is weird because usually when they get the quiet bits quite on point, but here I was like, oh, the episode's ending, and then it wasn't, and then it's like it dragged on a bit. I was like, this felt really weird. So I don't know if
It felt like Joel.
Yeah,
it felt like Joel.
Well, it's like we wanted to do more, but then it's like the placement's a bit weird, and like you're saying, Joel for me, like I had a problem in the last episode when he was so nonchalant with the gun situation where
he should have blacked on her. You think?
Yeah.
Yep.
But now in this episode, he's blacking her about something else. I'm like, where was that energy before when I'm saying Joel would have done that?
They've made Joel inconsistent, bro.
Yes.
They've consistently made him inconsistent, and now it's consistently affects the pacing of the show.
Yeah.
See, and this is
bro, man, it's weird.
Mad.
It is like legitimately like if he was always not stone cold, but like
who he is.
Yeah, like you see a moment of vulnerability. He keeps knowing if I give that up, like I don't want to be that person, kind of thing. But they do it to Tommy instead, where he's like too vulnerable. So the person where he should be vulnerable is Ellie, but they don't want to show that. And suddenly he's like, "Oh, I'm here. I'm about to steal a horse, but I'll give you the option." You know, which is like before he was like, "We're just gonna go."
Tell us about characters, bro.
Like
tell us about characters.
For me, it's still so strange. And then like the whole heartache thing. Why isn't that in episode 1? Why is it now?
Yeah,
Six
I was so
episodes
confused by that as well. Because
man's now saying he's scared.
At no point he's ever given man that vibe.
Ever.
You're stone cold.
Even if he is, bro. Even if he is, the thing is, even if he is scared and vulnerable, which I would imagine he is at all times, it's one of those. It's like the Hulk situation, yeah. That it's like some of the men that are the strongest, they're fearful all of the time, and you have to live with a certain amount of fear to stay on the edge, to stay ready. And if you want to show Joel be vulnerable, you show that by one look in his eyes. And you've got the actor to do it, and he's been doing it all season. So you don't give a man this weak ass dialogue, the teary eye. Yo, can you get a tear from? No. He badders someone, boom, and it zooms in on his eyes, and then you see them eyes shake. That's what you do, bro. You see his eyes. That's Joel. Not all of this other stuff, bro.
Yeah.
Not all of this other stuff.
That's what I was thinking. Even like you're saying in the game, like there's one point where Ellie saves him with the gun, and he's like, "What the hell?" So you see the brief moment
exactly.
of, "Raw, she's got it in her," but he's like, "Nah, but my rule is you don't have a gun." So that's what I'm gonna stick by. And like, here's just so muddled.
Yeah, it's almost like they almost and the thing is, Ellie is fine. They've not.
This is what
Ellie is no, but you know why? You know what? This is why because I don't even want to say this Ellie's better than the game Ellie, but this game Ellie, this adaptation of Ellie is better than the game in the first game Ellie, because they give her almost game 2 responsibilities in this series. She's got stuff in this game in this season that she doesn't have in the first season. Do you know what I'm saying? So where they're making Joel be more lax with the rules, it makes her character better. Where it gives us inconsistencies in Joel, and this is why it's working like this. They've got to be balanced, and what that would mean is Ellie's character would probably should be doing less, and they might not have wanted her to do less. They want this actress to do more. Do you know what I'm saying? And more balance out the roles, and this is why we've got to where we're at, bro. Because the first season and the first game of The Last of Us, Ellie's the MacGuffin. It's about Joel. Do you know what it's all about? And the second game is about Ellie. And here they're trying to 50-50 it up. And what usually happens is the guy in this situation is getting diminished, bro. And it's hard to it's hard to take because it's like, bruv, it's hard to take because one, they got the right actor, two, they got the right story, and three, there's no need to do it. If you just told this story, it would just work. How, bruv, but and I don't want to be shitting on these man because, like you said, every episode's actually good.
Yeah.
Every episode's good, but this don't even make sense. Even our first introduction to Dina. Look at you! Look at you!
I've got a question, but I'm hesitant to ask.
Don't ask who Dina is.
No, like, I've heard the name. No, I've heard the name. I've heard the name. It's just that what she gave to Ellie when she comes out of the shower, the contraception.
No, bro.
Bruv, she's a mature girl, isn't it?
Is this something that's like some sort of like, I don't know, teenage outbreak pregnancy out there that they
I just think it's a woman.
That's a woman kind of thing.
Woman finds girl who's been roaming around with a man.
Okay.
Provides man with bits. Like
Because I don't know what they was trying to. They was trying to insinuate something.
She didn't try to insinuate. She said, "What are you doing with him?" She asked the question. The question was asked. Okay. Get me? The question was.
I didn't.
No, that's what the question was asked. It wasn't asked overtly, but the question was asked. What are you doing with him?
Okay.
What's going on here?
Okay.
Do you know what I'm saying?
You guys saw my reaction in the thing. I was like, "Yo, like, what's going on here? Like, why would you know what I'm saying?" But hey, okay, cool. As long as that's not in the game, it's always good. Because it's mad.
No, but and that's what's weird as well, because the dialogue from the game that they take, obviously the room bit about they know what they want from each other, but then they don't want to clearly say it. It's almost like those scenes are always like good, but it's just the how do we connect A to B is always just the weird. And like I said, I don't know if it's like if they're getting other screenwriters and stuff to be like, how do we then
translate to big screen?
Show that kind of stuff. Because obviously the script is alright.
Because that's why I was trying to grasp, like, okay, what are you showing to us? What you're trying to tell us based on the storyline? Do you know what I'm saying? Like, grab the important parts and put it here. So those who are not familiar with it, or those who just want to come and watch this, fully understand what's going on and where we're going from it. And this is where I kind of struggled, like, with the pacing and stuff like that.
The memory of his daughter in episode 1 bust man into action. Now the whatever of Ellie is holding man in fear. Bruv, what are we talking about? What are we how do you man sit in a writer's room and be like, yeah, this line? No, man. These got pissed me off with this stuff all the time, bro.
That's why I don't understand it all. And like I said, like, these things, like if it isn't for like the game script, there's like each episode where it's like, well, especially out of the character of Joel and Ellie, they just do some weird inconsistency stuff. But the other characters they do introduce, they always say stuff about the world where it's like, oh, it's almost like
our view.
Yeah. Which almost like they should be saying, oh, that's something that's encompassing on which we know is going to be
yes, 100%.
Joel and Ellie.
And the thing what's funny about this situation is this, like, obviously, kind of knowing what events are going to take place, it's actually mad what Joel's doing. Do you know what I'm saying? Coming in, going there, going to make the decision he's going to make, and then coming back. That's actually crazy. Just period. So, like, do you know what I'm saying?
Well, this is what I just want
you can't have a man who's frozen by fear do stuff like that. Because it doesn't make sense. Do you get what I'm saying? But it makes sense what he's doing because of who he is.
Yeah, exactly.
So you like, and this is what I want to. I want to see if this Joel makes it to the other side of the lake for me, bruv. Because it's getting sticky right now, bruv. And even Tommy, bruv. Tommy was weird, bruv. I liked their discussion, but I don't understand Tommy's disposition in terms of like, yo, I found me a girlfriend. Now I'm gonna stop on the radio with my brother. Then his brother's pulling up, who's been searching for him for 6 months. And he's just like, yo, fam, I'm cool. Like, bruv, that wasn't the Tommy from the beginning. Now, obviously, everything could have changed because of what he's been gone through. But you've been having communications with your brother. You never thought your brother would, like, you never had an idea that you never heard that camp got ran over or that them man are dead. You stopped communicating. Tommy stopped communicating. Why would he do that? Why would he do that, bruv? Like,
because of rules.
Bruv.
That's what I'm saying.
I gotta make one more call to my I gotta let him know I'm alright, bruv. Tommy was doing everything for man, bro.
That's what I'm saying. Like, it's almost like they've just got a switch. It feels like they're really trying to humanize Joel so much. Like, I feel like the ending for them has got to land for people that
haven't played the game.
played the
Obviously,
game.
I hear that, but
it's almost like they're trying to make Joel that hero. So it's almost like, today's like problem it's Tommy's issue, not Joel. Joel's searching for Tommy. Where on the other hand, it was like Joel that cut man off, and he's only coming back to Tommy for like a job. And then we're like, Rod, like Joel's so mad, selfish, this, that, red-to-ted, but they can't have that in this show.
Can't.
I'm like, why not? Why can't we follow around this guy and just little bits? We're like, Rod, there's something about Joel that's a bit off, a bit weird, but we like him, but we also think, right, it's a bit mad.
Yeah,
but they can't have that. Yeah,
that's who he is, man.
And that's what comes with him. Exactly, that's who he is.
That's what I'm saying. So it's like, why are they then trying to make?
Because they're trying to make him relatable to people. I don't know, man, but
that's what we have Ellie for. That's what I'm saying.
But then
like,
that takes away from the character that makes Joel.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, like, so you're now diluting the character for set purposes.
That's why that's why they give him a lot where it's like, right, you're following this guy around, you're hearing this, that, red, but you're making your own decisions. And then when it comes to said thing, you're still like, and like it's muddled. And that's why I'm saying, like, he's always great, but now they're trying to make sure he's definitely like.
And this is why I like the second game, bro, because everything that you're talking about there in the second game is doubled down on. The hammer, it's not just placed on the table. The hammer comes down and smashes the table in half and says, "This is what it is." Like, bruv, I love the fact that them man can come out here, even though it didn't end the way I wanted it to. Like, listen, I'm glad that you man can come and present this story and have the strength to present this story in an industry. Try to be glossed over, humanized, made easier to deal with, made more. So I'm actually very disappointed in this episode, man. Very disappointed.
But they did do one thing where they said, they asked for Joel's name and they gave it up. So for you, man, there to say he won't do it, he did it.
Yeah.
Oh, wait, what?
You'll see. It's not a spoiler, but I'm saying, like...
Okay, got you.
People that have been upset for stuff.
Oh, yeah. Okay, cool.
As I'm saying, it's just very interesting stuff that they that's what I'm saying, like, it's almost like, since they got the second one in mind, they play stuff here and there. It's almost like...
To just to tickle the hairs on the back of your neck. Get me, like, hey, you know what's coming.
That's why I'm like, they just do the route of trying to not do the second game. You guys are mad if you do that. But
we'll see what happens.
Yeah, don't do that, man. But yeah, what are you guys rating today's episode? Still,
I can't go past a 3.5 for me, man. Do you know what I'm saying? To be honest, like it's a good episode, production, sound, but just even removing the game, just from what we've watched and having this guy now be this guy in episode 6. I still think it's inconsistency for the show. I don't want no one trying to tell me about. I'm not thinking about the game. I'm thinking about what they've shown us from here, and I'm giving it a 3.5 because there's inconsistency in Joel's character. And yeah, man, the pace of the episode was all the way off, which was consistent with the inconsistency of the character. It's not been a good one, man. It's not been a good one for me. 3.5.
Yeah, this is a 3 for me. Definitely my least favorite episode. You already mentioned the pacing. I think the pace is what really got to me, man. Like the whole thing, I was trying to keep up with it, even though like there's scenes here that I'm familiar with, but there's so many things that I couldn't connect with. Pardon me. So and that kind of left me like a foot behind. So it's the weakest episode for me. So it's a 3.
Jeez. I would say like a 3.5. Everything about the episode is cool, but Joel, which is mad because it's
no show.
That's what I'm saying. It's one of the reasons why you watch it for. But like I said, everything else is legit. Like, and I just want more unique scenes like we did in the first part. It's almost like they knew, yeah. That's what's fun. This episode is just all over the gaff, bro, because it feels like that wasn't shot something, and then we're like, someone watched it. It was like, let's change this. Oh, we put this at the front. Then it won't feel so crazy for the rest of the episode, and I don't know. Then they're already at the university. They went through the diet.
Oh, we got to the university so quick.
This was a bit weird.
Yeah,
this was a bit mad. But yeah, solid 3.5. I guess we'll just have to see the next episode, see what that's saying, and hopefully no more inconsistencies. But guys, let us know in the comments down below. What do you think of episode 6? One of your best, one of your worst. What do you think about Joel, Ellie? Comparisons, non-comparisons, adaptations, all them things there. And we'll see you in the next one. I'm Sam, Mr. Blitztech.
Revenue GS.
J, one further to Cybernerds.
Peace.